Hello, welcome. We are going to talk about the Millions Missing 2022 Activism from Home Toolkit. Um, my name is Holly Latham. I'm the social media manager here at ME Action. We had intended to record the meeting we had on Sunday, but we had a little bit of an issue with that. So instead, you get this run through by me. Sorry about that, but we'll get through it together. This is my first time making a video like this, so please be patient with me. I'm so glad that you are interested in taking part in our September 19th protest from home, and we can definitely use all the help we can get. We're very excited to have you here, so thank you so much. So we'll have a link when we share this video, and we've already sent it out by email and social media. But what you're seeing now is the Millions Missing 2022 Activism from Home Toolkit. You'll be able to open it up on your computer or phone or tablet and take a look through it. We go through what we're doing, why we're doing it, our demands, goals, the narrative, everything that you need to know or want to know about the protest and why you're doing it, to help you be able to talk about it and understand why you're sharing your story. If you're not up to reading through every single thing, that's totally okay. We have it set up where you don't have to. We'll go over the goals of the protest because those are important to understand. Our first goal is to elevate the narrative through media attention and social media. And our second is to get the attention of the White House and government institutions. So you can see why our at-home activism is very important to helping achieve those goals. At home, our first goal is to share and amplify the in-person protest activities. Our second is to use frameworks to help circulate key information. The protest narrative, targeted demands, context for press. We give you all those things in this document. And then third, target President Biden and the press, and you'll see more how. We'll do that as we go down. You'll be able to read through the narrative. What are our main takeaways? What is the context? Again, I'm just going to scroll slowly to try and not make anybody too dizzy on this screen share. I don't have little individual slides. We let you know the demands. There's whatever you're kind of wanting to know, it should be in this document. But again, if you're unable to read everything, you can still take part. So now we get to the main part, at home activism action. So one thing I'm excited about, we had a wonderful volunteer, Jennifer, who helped put this together. Each action is based on a level of spoons. Do you have minimal energy? Do you have a little more? And that includes cognitive energy. We know that many of us, including me, will be doing this from our beds, but cognitive energy is difficult too. So you can, if you don't know about the spoon theory, we give you a link. You can click and learn more about that. It's basically like if you have very little energy, you have low spoons, or if you have more, you have more spoons, in a nutshell. We encourage you to stop, rest, and pace. Try not to overdo. And I encourage you to prep what you can ahead of time. As we go through this, there'll be an action or two that you can kind of prep ahead, and that will help. So our lowest spoons action, our 1 spoon action, is just to share one of ME Action's posts on social media. You can find us at MEACnet, at MEACTNET on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. And we should have added as well as TikTok now on September 19th. The 1 spoon action, if you're not on social media, is to email, call, or text a friend and just tell them about the protest, or ask them to share it on their social media, or tell another friend. This will take a couple of minutes of your time. Retweet, share, like, comment if you want. Make sure you're following us on social media now, so it'll just be easy to find us and share. All right, up to our 2 spoon action. Join our tweet and email to target action to demand President Biden declare long COVID and the ME a national emergency. So this will go live on September 18th. We will put the link right here. I'm sure we will share the link on social media and probably in an email too. This will be like where we send you something and say, here's the tweet, and you click it and it gets tweeted out, or here's the email and you click on what you need to and an email is sent. So the 2-spoon action without social media is just to do the email to target campaign, because if you're not on Twitter, that's fine. All right, the 3-spoon action. So we're getting a little bit more intensive here. After you do the first and second spoon action first, they're meant to build on top of each other. So post a photo of yourself or one of Emmy Action's graphics. You know, you may not be interested in sharing a photo of yourself. That's fine. We get that. So we offer you graphics. What you're going to do is, you know, we do have a photo training that was really cool. If you ever, we have the video and you can watch it. If you ever want to take it just to learn more about how to take an interesting photo or an interesting selfie, it's really cool. But you know, that's fine. You don't have to overthink it either. Most of us know how to take a quick selfie. You know, if you have a Millions Missing shirt, great, put that on. If you don't, maybe a red shirt. If you don't, you know, if you're like changing clothes takes too many spoons, that's fine. Do it in your PJs, whatever you're comfortable with. And if you don't want to do it, just in case you've never used a Google Doc, here is the graphics and images. So what you will do is you will click graphics and images and it will open up and they are populated, and you will choose whichever one you want. Let's say it's this one. What you'll do is open up that graphic, and then it says, Mr. President, intervene for ME. And then you go up to this little, this little arrow up at the top to download, and just click download. And then you will have that photo and you can use it on any social media that you want. All right, so go back to the document. So you don't have to come up with your own language. You of course can if you want to, but again, you will click this document. We're going to give you sample messaging. You've got Twitter. Our tag is EMEACnet. Just like everywhere, we give you several tweet options. Choose what works best for you, or share a few if you want to, whatever you're up to. We give you the hashtags. Here's some hashtags to use. Millions Missing and is going to be one of the main ones, but long COVID, MECFS, people with ME, which is PWME, very important. And one we're adding this year, which is still sick, still fighting. That's what most of the people at the protest are going to be wearing, the t-shirt saying still sick, still fighting. And that's sort of the narrative we're really pushing. So can use any of those hashtags. Just make sure to tag at EMEACnet so we can get kind of a notification too. If you forget any of these things, that's fine. I promise it'll be fine. We appreciate what you can do. We give you some sample posts. So if you want to do a longer post on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, use those. We are also on TikTok. So if you want to like do a video sharing your story, find us there. But there's sample messaging you can use. We're trying to make it as easy as possible. And then of course, you know, just sort of one rule of social media, if people do comment, you can respond and hit like on it, and to help more people see those posts. All right, we're moving up to the 4-spoon action. This is the one I recommend you prep ahead of time for sure. As do with the other one, if you want to take your photo ahead of time or go ahead and pick out which messaging you want, that's great. But this one for me is the one that I personally definitely need to prep ahead of time. So I'm putting that on my to-do list for this week. So our 4-spoon action, first do the other 3. And then we really need as many people as possible doing this. So share it with friends, family, allies ahead of time. Ask them. You will have that email to target campaign with a really easy link on Sunday that you'll be able to share too. So in this open letter to President Biden to share on social media, we give you a template. We don't expect you to have to do everything. And within that template, there's going to be a little space for you to add like a paragraph or 2 of your personal story. And then you can take a photo or use a graphic to go with that. On social media, if you have a photo, it will be seen by more people. Personal photos are always best, but I don't know about you. I am not big on sharing my picture all the time. I have to work my way up to it. So if you want to share a graphic, that's great too. And then post that open letter to Biden on social media accounts. Tag us at MEACnet. We should probably go back and add here. You can also tag the White House and POTUS so they can see it. If you would like to share the part of your story that went in that email to us, email it to openletter@meaction.net with your letter and photo. Keep in mind, if you do this, that we feel our understanding is that you're giving us permission to share it. So we might share it on our website or on social media at some point. So if you have 4 spoons but no social media, go ahead and email your letter to the White House using this form. And honestly, if you want to go ahead and do that anyways, especially if for some reason you didn't do the email to target, you can do that. All right, 5 spoon action. I know, whew, I'm tired just talking about it. So, but this one, I think some people may do better because it has a lot to do with video, and some people just do better in video format than they do in writing. So if that's you, you may even want to skip down to the 5 spoon action for some of this. So after you do the other actions, if you're able, we want you, if you're able to edit or create clips of live content from the in-person protest by following our live stream on social media, you can do that. Create your own video about your experience on social media. You can use those open letter to President Biden directions. And then on the 19th, it's really important, Monday, September 19th at noon Eastern, we will go live on Twitter from the protest, if all goes well. Just a slight caveat in case there's a tiny mix-up, then we will put out another tweet for you to use. But if all goes as planned, we will go live on Twitter at noon Eastern on Monday the 19th. In that thread, we are asking you tag a journalist that you believe should cover our story in a reply on that tweet. So this can be your local journalist. If you have a local station and a local newspaper, and in your reply, you can share a little of your story and say, I'm from whatever city, or if you're doing a state one, whatever state or county, however. And, you know, this is my story and I feel that we should cover it. If there's a national journalist you want to bring attention to, that's great too. Just don't forget that, you know, all coverage is good. So local coverage, state coverage, national coverage, global coverage, we'll take it, you know, we will take it. So that is like a big way for us to get press on the 19th. With that, you can just briefly share your own story, mention if you happen to get sick from a virus or infection, kind of tie into the narrative, but that's not a deal breaker. You know, I know several of us got sick with other things, but we are wanting to get the journalist interested. So even if you're don't have a journalist you want to tag, you can share your story. And that tweet, we would love it if you retweet, hit like, left your comment, help us get it seen. And that is a big one. I mean, that is sort of a big one for you to do. So all of these can be done when you're able. Pace yourself, prepare ahead of time. If you can't get on till the next day, that's fine. We want a bigger, wider, longer conversation. We will have actions for you to do. Just do what you can when you can, and know that we are so grateful for all that you do, for your participation, for what you can do. And just all of us who are able to at least participate in some way online, we know that we do this holding those that can't participate at all in our hearts the whole time, holding them close, you know, wanting to bring them back to us. So our entire community is here and together and represented. So thank you so much. You can just read through this in your own time. We're excited. We really believe that this is important for us to do, and we think we can make a big difference, but we can only do that with your help. So thank you all.